Opinions expressed on this station do not reflect the owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Good morning. Hey, Jackie. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Hour, brought to you by Lindo's and Medical House. How are you today? So good to see you. It means it's Friday.
Ow, ow, ow. Like a little Friday, mate.
That's not how it starts, though. You ain't even giving them the date yet. Like, good morning. Like, what is that? Like, come on.
It's Friday, December 11th. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Hour.
Remember the day. Come on, damn it. Look, it's always a good day on a Friday, ain't it?
Yes.
What'd you say? It's the 11th, Carla?
December 11th. Yes, it is.
Okay. It's not your birthday or anything, is it?
No, my birthday's in May.
Jackie didn't remember that. Anyway, thanks again to it is that's Carla who remembered the date. That's Jackie who was laughing at her when she said the date. And I'm Jamel Hartman. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. If you haven't already, make sure you share the link, start a watch party, and retweet it and get the conversation out there. Did I mention Linda is a medical host already?
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, Carla.
Gotcha.
We have a very special guest coming today. Patrina O'Connor-Painter stopping by from Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Bermuda. So good conversation coming up. The daily play is a Where Is It? So
We got this, Jack.
Like every week.
I had a dream, right, that I just closed my eyes and said, Jackie, just take it away. I won't even look at the picture before I guess.
I think this may be the first one that you guys actually get stumped on, but I'm not.
Is it gonna be a church?
Then he'll be stumped on it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, you trying to mess me up as well? But no, I'm not even giving you hints. But let's just say it's close enough to being a church because none of us will frequent this place. But thanks again to everyone who continues to tune in. We have a lot to cover before we get to our guest for the day. Carla, forgive me for what I'm about to ask. I know Jackie likely has. But
it's something to do with sports.
No. It's a movie. Have you seen the movie Friday?
Yes, I have. Okay.
So the most beloved bully of all time. Debo is okay, so you know who Debo is. Jackie, yeah. I just have to check. Carla said
I know, and it's a sad time, but at the same time, I'm giggling because I'm wondering if she's seen it. Because she always says, I don't watch movies. And I'm like,
I really don't, but I have seen Friday. Yes, and Debo. Oh, may he rest in peace.
Yes.
Tiny Lister.
Tiny Lister, 6'5", but known as Tiny. But we all knew him as the beloved bully from Friday, even when he was Zeus in wrestling before that. But I think I read on December 8th, it was reported that remember the guy that he bullied in the movie Friday? Red, he took his chain. Well, the gentleman who played Red's father actually passed away last week as well, or this week, as well, which is crazy, right? I forgot his name, but there was a report saying he passed. Jackie, I'm going to ask you because it might be out of Carla's genre. I'm not going to say age, genre. But with so many people becoming like shut down again, has the house party app become popular again? Has anyone?
Not yet, but everybody keeps talking about they're getting ready to download it again. So that's the talk. It's either they never downloaded it, they have to reactivate it, or they have to download it again. So I actually, to be honest, I actually said it to a friend yesterday. I was just like, so we're not getting anywhere. We're going to download House Party again. I want to talk. I want to play games, and
So it was just a temporary fix. I had House Party. I think I'm still on there. Yes,
No,
I got to spy on my children. You crazy?
Oh my goodness.
It was a temporary fix to me because I couldn't go anywhere, and it had like trivia and stuff like that. But there are other people that had it because they have friends away, and they've had it all this time. Like, it's new to me, but it wasn't new to a lot of people. So,
yeah, I mean, I had it for a quick bit, and just saying, Clubhouse. I know my wife's into this. Do you guys have Clubhouse yet?
I only know about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's how old I am.
No, if you're in business, you should be knowing about Clubhouse. Clubhouse is the app for networking right now. I think it's but because it's in beta form, it's only available on Apple. But Clubhouse is pretty much the in thing. As Terry shared, it's the LinkedIn for Black professionals per se.
Let me write that down.
As far as details go, I'll just say this much: the Bermudians I know that are on there so far. It's very interesting. They're very they're in this what I want to say entrepreneurial spaces, but it's definitely an app that's taken off. I think the wife's actually been showing people how to use it and so on. Been in some meetings and getting things going. But again, it's only for people who have those whack phones. Apple. I swear Apple is the company with the best marketing in the world. Like,
Jackie, say nothing. Say nothing.
The best.
I feel attacked.
No, seriously, I think it's the best marketed brand in the world, because when compared to other brands, especially Android, the phones are always so far behind, but they always sell so well. And I think it's a bundle thing, but I think Apple, I remember when I was in college, when I was an undergrad, we only used Macs, for instance. Macs were used for video and graphics and everything. That's what they were used for. And I hated using Macs because of the mouse, right? But I remember everyone had a Dell or an HP, right? And now everyone's transitioned to Macs. And when you look at iPhones, I'm like, it fascinates me when people come out with this new stuff. And I'm like, yeah, Samsung's had that for years. Yeah, Samsung. And then you get the reports and the comparison. It's like, you got to give credit to Apple. Apple is probably the most well-marketed company, and they know who to market to. They do tremendous work in that respect. But we have to move on because so House Party is back, Jackie, you're saying, officially.
I guess.
Okay.
I do have a question. I do have a quick question. Gateway, that's still around?
Didn't they? I think they might have got purchased by Hewlett.
Yeah.
Because I had a massive Gateway that I used to travel with. Fuck, I used to hate that thing. It was heavy.
Yeah, I think they did get purchased. Transitioning. Did you see the unions and the government on our collision course? That was reported yesterday afternoon into the evening. But Carla, you've been in the union, right?
Yes.
So you can help me understand. So
perhaps
basically, unions, according to the RG, are giving an ultimatum of a new legislation. That's the headline, right? So unionized workers could strike if the government moves forward with controversial labor reforms to be debated tomorrow in the House of Assembly. That's today, but this is as reported in the Royal Gazette. And Mr. Farbett and Bermuda Public Service Union President Armel Thomas said they were both offended that Mr. Hayward, a former BPSU president, had described the legislation as appropriately balanced. Now, apparently, this new act, what's included is it contains a clause on decertification, the procedure when workers decide to break with a union. Do you understand that, and can you help people understand that, Carla?
No. Being totally honest, no.
So it says both presidents said that only union members should be allowed to vote in a decertification, and that the figure for a majority should be 66% or 2/3. So basically, it seems like the union are basically saying that non-unionized people should not be the deal breaker.
Yeah, I was just going to say, once you read that part, it made sense. So although non-union people do benefit from some union benefits, so to speak, they shouldn't be able to have a vote or a say in the decertification. So yeah, that makes sense. And I can understand why that would be a big issue of contention, especially because let's just use lunch hour. Unionized fight for lunch, they get it. You as a non-unionized person get it too. So you benefit. You don't want to stand with us, but you benefit. But then now you want to have a say in removing me and not recognizing me. I do think that that's a problem. As you said about what Minister Haywood said, I just had to smile because it took me back to the health discussion we were having, in the sense of, should a minister have an expertise in their area? And Minister Haywood clearly does, but now it's almost coming back to bite him, because it almost seems like, well, you were heard, now you're taking this position. So it's, you see where I'm going? It's very interesting.
No,
I
I
find
don't
it
see where you're going. What do
you don't catch my point? Because we talked about health just in that context, about ministers should have an expertise in the area. So now you have a minister who is an expertise in his area, and it's a problem. That's what I mean.
It's not a problem, though. What's the problem?
It is a problem in the sense that he's using his expertise to infuse it into his role, but it almost seems like it's going against the very thing he stood for. You don't catch that?
No, I get what you're saying, but what I don't see the problem. I think you're right that he's using his expertise, but what we don't know is whether he's doing it for political reasons or because he believes it's actually in the best interest of the worker. So that's what
the unions don't like it. That's what I meant when I said that. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that, but I'm not speculating. I honestly don't know if it's political to kind of, is the term union bust or what? I don't know. I'm not into a.
That is a term, union busting.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't, and I say this with the most respect regarding Jason Haywood. You know, just because someone had a title and position doesn't mean they have the intellectual capacity to do that job. And I'll just leave it at that. And then that's no disrespect to him as an individual. That's just, you know, look, I sit here every morning. I'm not the best at it. Teo Deal will wipe a floor with me, right? So it's understanding what you do. I may not be the best, but I'm here trying to, you know, provide something for people. And if they buy into it and they like what we do, then we keep going and we come back every day trying to be better at it. We get people that got positions and titles and they got comfortable with them, and there is no improvement. There is no let's become better the next day. It's more or less let's get comfortable and find ways to secure our positions. That's not how things should be, in my opinion. Did you guys see a press release? Looks like the buses are not going to be running or something. They're going to be suspended.
I didn't see a press release, but I did see the correspondence from the director.
So basically, there's no buses because someone tested positive?
Yeah. It's in the newscast. You're just sucking my whole cast today.
Do you, well, it's 90 seconds of a news break, so hopefully it's not that much that I took away. Sorry. But Jackie, you don't catch the bus, do you?
No, but my niece does. So the first thing I did when I saw it was send it to my family. I'm just like, two things. Like, do we even send my niece to school? Because one, how is she going to get home? And two, the cases keep rising and a little behind on tracing where everything is. So just the risk is just too high all around. And but all I'm thinking is like, my niece, I can go and pick her up. What about the other people that are still trying to get place to place and the other transportation? So who do we call to jump in? Do we call these private? Like, is government going to call the privatized transportation industry and get stuff rolling? Like, how does this work?
It seems so extreme. One person, and we don't know where that person is. I'm assuming it's a driver because they're shutting down transport, but it seems like an extreme action. why not trace wherever that person was and make sure you deep clean specifically those areas first? But to shut down the whole system,
Well,
it just seems extra.
you know what I said earlier this week, where I was just like, I feel like they're doing this like involuntary lockdown, so it's just making it easier for them to lock down and blame everybody else instead of just shutting it down.
I mean, it seems like, and maybe I'm just looking at this way
or precautionary,
active, but it just seems like the shutdown that people have been calling for is happening little by little anyway.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I don't think many people could be mad at that. I just say, I go back to just be responsible, remain considerate, and yeah. Clubhouse is the audio version of a conference or a TED Talk and LinkedIn combined. Yep.
I'll be downloading it. Thank you, Nikki.
Charles H. Jeffers says, I agree about Apple and their marketing team. Samsung, Amanda Kelly. Well, I did have Amanda Kelly. With contract tracing, they probably have no choice. That's regarding the boss. Talent TJ Clark, does a union non-member still pay a union fee out of their paycheck if they receive money? From what I remember, I don't know if it's still the same. They have to donate towards a charity, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
It's union or charity.
Union. They still have to get it out of their pay, but it's union or charity, right?
Yeah, if it's the same.
All right, gotcha. Elizabeth says government needs to give us an official update. Businesses are shutting down. Well, here's the thing, Elizabeth. I think what's happening, and it's giving the government some relief. The shutdown is happening without them having to enforce it, and I think that's what they want. So let's go to the news. We've got Carla coming up with a news break, and then we'll bring on Patrina O'Connor-Painter from Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Bermuda for a conversation about Big Brothers and some charitable things in Bermuda, especially during the pandemic. What a struggle it has been.
Those who use public transportation will be forced to find alternative arrangements in the foreseeable future, as a staff member at the Department of Public Transport has tested positive for COVID-19. In correspondence sent out to employees last night, Director Roger Todd said, I regret to inform you that one of our colleagues has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. I am seeking guidance from the Epidemiology Surveillance Unit as it relates to the workplace. Under the circumstances and in an effort to minimize the risk to others, the public bus service will be suspended effective Friday, December 11th. Please stand by for further updates. All employees that are able should work from home until further notice. Tommy Tiny Lister, famous for playing intimidating but lovable tough guy in films like Friday, has died, TMZ has reported. A release from the LA County Sheriff's Department say friends and business associates of Lister, 62, became worried on Thursday when they hadn't heard from him since Wednesday night. Deputies performed a welfare check where they made their way to his apartment and found him dead. At this point, police say it's believed that Lister died of natural causes, but an autopsy will be performed to determine an official cause of death. Australia has canceled the production of one of its locally made vaccines after tests showed it was causing some trial participants to be incorrectly diagnosed with HIV. Antibodies generated by the vaccine being developed by the University of Queensland and biotech firm CSL, one of 4 candidates contracted by the Australian government, were found to lead to some false positive HIV test results, the makers have said. The government has canceled the production of the jab and has instead secured additional doses of rival vaccines. Throughout recorded history, humans have been losing personal items and finding others, and the emotions accompanying these events have ranged from despair to joy. So it should come as no immense shock that Lost and Found Day has been invented in order to acknowledge the impact these situations have had on our lives. Although this event is celebrated on no set day, it varies from location to location. This does not take away from its importance in the least. In essence, Lost and Found Day has been set aside to encourage us to return any items that we may have found during the past year to the people who have lost them and who may have been extremely worried. Likewise, it's also a great occasion to try to find any personal belongings which we have lost and put an end to the frustration of having to go without something we need. Turning to weather with a mix of sun and clouds, Bermuda will see a high today of 70. The temperature in Atlanta, Georgia will reach a high of 65, and Nottingham, UK will see a high of 48. It's Friday, so tune in to the 4100radio.com from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bermuda time for the office workout with Juggling Jason. That's your daily hour news break.
Lost and Found Day.
A year later. That was funny.
You know, a person like me could have benefited from that as a young. I mean, all the things I lost in my. Do you know how long this has been around?
It didn't say.
I wonder if this is retro.
So listen, parents gotta move. Oh, you lost your gym jacket? Well, boo, go visit Lost and Found, find out that picture, bring it home, and I'll wash it and disinfect it. Thank you.
I don't know if you want to be doing that these days, Carla. It's too much out there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Patrina O'Connor-Painter from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Bermuda.
Good day, Medical House Doris speaking. Can I help you?
Medical House is Bermuda's leading one-stop shop for healthcare. Bermuda's top doctors, dentists, care homes, and the hospital choose Medical House for a wide range of products.
Anything that we ask them to do, they come through.
These same professional quality products are available to you for home health care.
If we can use them, we definitely do so.
Medical House is best known for its uniforms and footwear. It also has restaurant uniforms that stand up to even the toughest shifts. If you're on your feet all day, Medical House has comfortable and stylish shoes that are also durable and easy to clean. Everyone needs some help cleaning up, and Medical House has got it. Leading-edge janitorial, facility, and maintenance supplies are all here. Medical House is on Millreach Lane in Pembroke, where there's private parking right outside the door. Call or visit Medical House today.
It will soon be Christmas, and we're busy preparing for the usual devotions to family, faith, and food against an eerie background of social distancing and preventative quarantine. They may make an entertaining theme in fiction, but pandemics are tragically unglamorous in reality, especially for those in the epicenter. We storm-tossed Bermudians have always had the powers of invention, stamina, and compassion that leap forward in order to make the best of any situation. And we think that's glad tidings for the spirit of Christmas 2020. Lindos, wishing you a safe and happy Christmas.
All right, welcome back to the big show. It's Carla, Jackie, myself, Jamel Hartman. It is the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House and Lindos. Thanks again to Crimson Multimedia over there, Channel 82, if you have One Communications, where you can also watch the show. Did you guys, I sent a link in the group last night, Channel 82, a new show called Grown Folks. Did you guys catch any of it last night?
It's pretty cool. I'm going to watch it on the weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty
Patrice
cool.
Firth Minus.
I thought it was Haley.
I came in late, but I started to watch. It was this girl talking about her relationship with her father, right?
Danae Bartrow and Zoe Smith.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was good. And I think Lamone over there at Channel 82 has a lot of local content. And what's crazy is everyone I've ever worked with in this space has always wanted to produce local content. And I want to say this to the audience listening right now and watching. Local content is the most important aspect of media, wherever you are. So ensure that you're supporting this content. It's quality content. It's not your old, like what you used to get on certain networks in Bermuda. This is quality content. There's some very good content on Channel 82. So check it out. It's a station that's on every day. And again, you can catch us on there twice a day, 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. But also to everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, we thank you as well for rocking with us. And those on the 4100 radio station, we appreciate you too. Without further ado, let's bring our guest for the day, though. We have Patrina O'Connor-Painter. She's the managing director at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Bermuda. Good morning, madam. Welcome to the show. You have yourself muted. I'm not sure if you did that purposely, but we want to hear you. We want to hear you.
Your mic's muted.
There we go. Oh, no, we still can't hear her. I don't know what's going on there.
Pantomime.
The pantomime actually used to take place at City Hall during this time of year. What you want to do is sign out, then sign back in, and then we should have your audio corrected. That's how we usually do it. Just sign out and sign back in. It's just this is all good because this is technology, folks. Sometimes we Carla and Jackie wish that my mic didn't work, but unfortunately for them, if I just pop right back, like the Undertaker. If you ever watch wrestling, he's down and he goes. Yep.
And I thought it was a movie where he said the Undertaker. I was like, well, what movie I've seen?
Of course.
But you did watch wrestling, right, Carla?
Yes, I was a Hulk Hogan and the guy in the kilts.
Oh, Roddy Piper.
Yes, those were my days. Andre the Giant.
Yeah, okay, a little stuff. See, she's not as bad as I thought, Jackie. Like she knows some stuff. Carla acts like, well, I'm so sheltered. I didn't know this.
I just don't go to the movies, and I can't understand songs if it's no rhythm. I'm okay.
Did you remember we were talking about Debo, right? Tiny Lister. Do you remember when he was wrestling?
No, I don't.
Okay, he was known as Zeus, and it came from the movie No Holds Barred. So he was actually a wrestler, went up against Hulk Hogan in the movie, and then it actually happened in the wrestling ring. And I think, of course, the way the script's written, Hulk Hogan won, but he was a scary-looking dude when he was wrestling. Let's try to bring back in Patrina. Are you there now? Can we hear you? Let's see. Nope, we cannot hear her. Not sure. We did an audio check prior to the show, so not sure what's going on here, but let's.
No, we can't hear your silence. You muted it.
Yeah, you muted it now, so we definitely can't hear you. But you might want to just go to your audio settings. Yep, we hear you now.
Okay, there we go. It was my headset that muted me. For some reason, I told you I'm having an issue, so I've been trying different headsets. I could only hear you in one ear anyway, so that kind of worked me taking that off.
Well, we all speak loud enough for you to hear us in one ear anyway. But thank you so much for joining us. It's early, but let's get to it.
It's too early. I'm just letting you know. I'm not a morning person.
We appreciate you, but we're behind time, so let's get right to it. Just speak to the audience who doesn't know. What's the primary role and function of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Bermuda?
The primary function is that BBBS is a mentoring program that mentors children between the ages of 5 and 18 with adult mentors over the age of 21. However, one of the things that we've noticed in recent years is that a lot of people were a little bit afraid to actually get involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters because they felt that the one-on-one mentoring actually seemed to be a bit too much, because initially we say that this person that is matched with this young person spends 3 hours per week with them. And I mean, when you realistically think 3 hours per week really isn't nothing, because most of the time you're on 3 hours on the phone, on TV, watching TV, reading a book. But it's really just incorporating that child into your life. But in recent years, we realized that it really does take a full village to raise a child, and that there are so many people in the community that may not be able to do 3 hours per week, but they may just have a skill set or a story to share or something. And we realized that, listen, everybody has something to offer. Everybody realistically can aid in mentorship with young people. So one of the things that we've actually changed is our messaging. It's more about the BBBS family. It's not necessarily just about the big brother and the big sister, because it takes a village to raise that child. So we've been incorporating a lot of partnerships and people getting involved to do just that. Do you have a skill set? Are you an artist? We might have young people that are artists. Are you a photographer? We might have young people that are interested in photography. So I want to put it out there because I don't want to just focus on the one-on-one. I want to have people understand that in order to help our young people, we need everybody involved, not just big brothers, big sisters, and not just the one-on-one mentors. So BBBS is kind of changing a bit as far as our messaging. Even though we still do provide one-on-one relationships, we realize that we need the full community.
Indeed. I love the way that you're doing that, because it's always been looked at as a one-on-one relationship. Just want to change gears a bit. We
even do couple matches too. We do couple and family matches too. So yeah.
Okay. We've seen some charitable organizations become extinct due to the pandemic. How have Big Brothers Big Sisters of Bermuda fared during this time?
I have to be quite honest with you. Big Brothers Big Sisters has fared decent. I mean, I wouldn't say it's perfect financially, but we had already experienced turmoil and strife. We had a period of where we were in debt and people didn't know. This was like many years ago. And during that time, we looked at the program and we looked at everything and we cut back and we discovered how we could actually just work with a minimal budget. We probably have one of the lowest budgets of charities in Bermuda that actually employs staff. We all are here for the right reasons, and we all do whatever it takes. The other thing is that the family aspect of it is that anybody that becomes a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters are part of the family. So that doesn't matter if you're big, a little. If you are a donor, we want you to also be a part of the family. So it's not where we are just like, oh, well, here, give us money and see you later. No, at the end of the day, the money is nice, but the main purpose is servicing our youth. So we actually recently had a donor, and I'll just give 2 donors' names out there, Fidelis, that came to us and said they wanted to give back to young people. I didn't ask them for any money, and they didn't even, it wasn't about money. They said they wanted to do something. We came up with this homework program that we were trying to launch, and our young people have been getting tutoring. Obviously, COVID has just messed that up in recent weeks, but the young people were actually getting tutoring, young people that were struggling with different things in school. And they bought into this tutoring and they developed relationships, and then they donated. They made a substantial donation to our organization as well. It wasn't expected. I cried because I wasn't expecting it. Then I'll give you, even this week, we had Athene Life who came to me and said, we want to donate some presents to your young people. We want to do something nice. And I said to him, we already have companies that are donating presents to us. So I don't feel comfortable taking your presents when maybe somebody else can take them. But if you're willing, I have an idea of how it could potentially work, because I knew we had parents that had lost jobs. I knew that people were struggling. Electricity bills were turned off. Electricity was turned off in people's homes. People are struggling. Even people that weren't struggling before are now struggling. And I said to them, would you be willing to meet the needs of necessities? And they were like, necessities like what? I said, toothpaste, food, sanitary napkins for some of the young ladies. And they said, what? And I'm like, yeah, you have to understand that, buying food is one thing. Electricity and rent is one thing, but sanitary napkins are expensive. And I hope you don't mind me saying this on here, but I'm like, that's expensive, and young ladies need that. Mm-hmm. And when I said that, I think it resonated with them, that they were like, oh, wow, let's help. Do you know they delivered a truckload of stuff? And when I tell you that families were able to come to Big Brothers Big Sisters, sorry, I'm a crybaby, come to Big Brothers Big Sisters, and not just take a hamper, they were able to come and take 3 bags of stuff. People were able to take bulk.
Well, I want to stop you because we have a lot more to discuss, and we're gonna get back there. But I can feel your emotions. Like,
I'm sorry.
I'm praying with you. Sorry.
We feel it, and I think this is the important part of the conversation and having you here today to just get people to understand how important it is to give back, and to also, there are people. We're in December. This is the final month of the year. Final month of the year. There are people in January, right? Yes, we've lost people. There were people that were here in January that are no longer here. There are people who are still here that in January may have had a decent job, no problems.
Listen.
And I think that's what you're speaking to, because I don't want people to be confused. Like, there's been this. I once volunteered at a homeless shelter, and one of the first lessons that they taught me as I walked in those doors is, nobody in this shelter is here because they're lazy. No one in this shelter is here because they don't want to be out there taking care of themselves. There are things that lead to these circumstances. So I think what you're explaining, and I really want people to take away from that, is, we're giving to our community and people that have hit hard times. And so it's
and
not.
The issue, Jamal, the hard times. Some people were already in hard times before these hard times hit. So
Indeed.
now you got the people that actually did have a decent wage and a mortgage to pay, that never experienced this before. They don't even know where to go for help. Mm-hmm. Like, I had one girl come in here and she was like, I don't even know what to do, Patrina. It's just like, I was just made redundant. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I'm gonna make it. Like, Seriously, like people don't understand until it hits the doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest problem. A lot of us sit here and we look at somebody like, oh, wow, she got her nails done. And I get it. You do have people that take advantage of the system. I'm not going to lie to you. There are people, but that's a small percentage, It's not everybody. Everybody's not taking advantage. And us as Bermudians, we have to learn how to get back to that village mentality as to where we watched out for people's children and watched out for your neighbor. If somebody moves in, giving that pie to them and, hey, how your children are doing? Are they okay? You know what I mean? It's like we've lost that, and we need to get back to that, especially during these times.
Indeed, Jackie.
With shelter in place and so many restrictions over the past 10 months, how has this affected the mentor and mentee relationship in the program?
It's been hard. It has been really hard. I mean, the good part about it is modern technology. The WhatsApps, they have like some, like you can go on the PS4 and you can play games with somebody that, all this modern technology where you can still play a FIFA game with a friend that lives overseas or your mentor. So, I mean, we've been doing Zoom conversations. We've had Zoom meetings. We've been trying to do whatever we can. I mean, but it's not easy. It's really, really hard. I actually was on a town hall meeting yesterday, a Zoom town hall meeting with Big Brothers Big Sisters International. And they were talking about some new innovative mentoring type apps that they're trying to introduce. I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but it's some stuff that's coming, in the future, which will assist us even better with reference to our mentoring relationships. But we've been still doing whatever we can because, even the company Fidelis that was tutoring the children, they've even contacted me and they were like, okay, can we do some Zoom tutoring with these young people, or can we at least contact them during this period because we feel really bad and we feel like we're neglecting them. So, I mean, it's ways to be in communication, but it's still hard.
So you're saying that it's shifted to virtual. How does one actually sign up to be a part of the program? Because somebody like myself, I'm actually very interested in being a part of it. So how do I sign up and others?
So they can contact us 232-2802, or what I would suggest is to go to our website or send us an email, bbbs@bbbs.bm. So it's 3 B's, 1 S at bbbs.bm. The email is the best way to get in contact with us, especially during these times.
Okay.
Talking about during these times, Patrina, and it's always been known that there's been a shortage of bigs for children in need. And and it seems like in Bermuda, we're going to be in the virtual space for a while. Is there any consideration to taking on new bigs in a solely virtual space for now, which
so as of right now, yes,
for people?
Yes, that's what we have to lean towards. We don't want the work to stop. The work cannot stop. The young people need mentors. So we're not going to stop asking for it. And then also, as I said, even though we do at times have a shortage of males that sign up, this is one of the reasons we've looked at all the ways that we can mentor young people, even if it's through skill sets, even if it's just something that somebody does maybe once a month as opposed to something that they do once a week. We have people now that are getting involved in different ways, which is and really creative ways at that too. You know what I mean? So we're really looking towards whatever we can do, because at the end of the day, we're open for ideas. If somebody has an idea how we can make this work even better, come see me. This is what it's about. How can we service the young people?
As the managing director of Big Brothers Big Sisters, how have you been coping in the job with it being such a stressful period for many? And also, have you seen a shift in the stress with families? I know you talked about the money.
You want to make me cry? Can you not look? You want Carla? Really?
No, what I mean because like me, I'm a people person. I like tangible. So I'm thinking about the child who met with their big brother every week or their big sister, and now we're going into the virtual space. Does that impact them not having the physical?
Yeah, it does.
Sorry.
It's okay. Why am I always the crybaby? Thanks, Carla. You would ask that question. No, it's hard. I mean, I'll give you an example. So, as you guys know, we were handing out food, and obviously we weren't allowing everybody to just crowd into the office. We were masked up, hand sanitized, and all that good stuff, and taking temperatures and handing the food and items out. we actually have gifts for the children. Some of them are supposed to be delivered between today and Monday. And then we have another set that's supposed to be delivered on Wednesday. I'm looking at how things are going, and I don't know how. I mean, gifts are not a big deal, I guess, but for me, they are, because I like to make sure our children have their gifts. And right now, I don't really know how we're going to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, and then the thought of having to shelter in place. Like I had one of the children was like, "Oh, Patrina, I don't want to be on lockdown no more. I can't. I don't like where some of these children. Let me tell you something. Going to school is like I love going to school now, because when I couldn't go to school, I couldn't see my friends, and the isolation of it all. That keeps me up at night. I think all of us here that work at Big Brothers Big Sisters, we were in our group chat last night, and we're just like trying to figure out how this is going to work, and then also just thinking about the children. And the parents and the families. Think about what it's like to have your children home all day, every day, and you're also working from home, or you're not working. It's hard. And how does that make the children? It's hard. Like, people don't understand. Like, I think some people are looking at it lightly, and they don't realize that actions affect everybody. Every time I heard of a school that had to close, it was just like, that's how many children, how many families affected. Do you know how many parents can't get paid from their jobs because some of their jobs are not paying them for being home? Right. People don't think about that. I think about that. Why we don't think about that? Why we're selfish?
Community responsibility.
You mentioned the village, and Carla just said community responsibility, right?
Yes.
Speaking to this is a live show and engaging audience, and if we have the opportunity to speak directly to our audience, and how can we collectively, as that village, ensure that we create better spaces and a better situation so that no one's in this predicament?
Listen, the thing is, it's so funny. I talked to someone the other day, and they were like, I don't know where to start. Mm-hmm. And I said, do you have children? Then I said, do you have godchildren? How many of you are checking on your godchildren? I'm going to break it down completely, because the reason that we need all of these charities and need people to assist is because we're not kicking in as a community, right? If everybody starts kicking in, and I understand people have lives and people are probably sitting there, Patrina, how you know, like, let's realistically think about it. We don't have 15 godparents standing up for our child. Where are they right now when you're struggling and you lost your job? Or who's delivering that package to you when you're under quarantine? I had one parent say, I have nobody that can deliver a package to me. So my staff goes out and starts delivering, but we can't deliver to everybody. You understand what I mean? Like, it's being thoughtful and thinking about the person that is next to you. It's about looking at the children and the family, your auntie, your nieces, your nephews. Like, if we really think about it, like, we can do so much and start. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to care and let somebody know that you're there.
Indeed, I like that, and it looks like that this is where I'm talking about community response. And Kelly says, if you need a driver to get the gifts out, I will help. But that's exactly why I asked. Like, let's lay out some tangibles, like what can people do to assist, and it doesn't always have to be money. It could be something that you can provide that's beyond that.
And this is my point. It goes beyond money. Like, these companies that came on board, they were not companies that were coming on board to donate initially. I don't know. Maybe they were. But they came to me with, I want to help. How can we help? And for me, you might have an idea that might be brilliant. I'm the managing director, yes, but I don't have all the answers. I can't answer every problem. But us collectively, you come in with your ideas and your input, you might have an idea for an event for the young people. You may have an idea. Look, it might be somebody that's tech savvy that might come up with something that we can use for the bigs and littles during this time. Like you know what I mean? It takes all of us. But also, I'm not the only charity. It takes all of us working together. Big Brothers Big Sisters works with the Family Center. We work with the Coalition for Protection of Children. We work with the Mirrors program. It's not just about us. It's about the children. And I want to put that out there. Everybody looks at charities and like, oh, well, they just want the money for themselves, or they just want this. No, it's not about us, honey. It's not about us. Because trust me, if it was about me, I would go get myself a 6-figure salary somewhere and sit pretty in a top floor office.
Well, I mean, old things straight. And I'm not going to wait till you get off to say this, but I've consistently said on this show and consistently said publicly, probably all my adult life, that I do have an issue with charity in some respect. And my issue with charity, to be very honest, and we were looking at the news not long ago, and it was just a segment of how during this pandemic, you've got more people that have suffered, but the billionaires keep getting richer. Right? So my problem with charity isn't the charities itself. My problem is that, and I stand by this statement, that in a fair and just world, there would be, little to no need for charity.
Absolutely.
So I think my issue is what you're speaking to overall is like, look, there would be no need for such if we all, especially and I'm not telling people what to do with their money. I'm not going to do that. They can do it.
And that's the thing, right?
There's got to be some guilt on their part. Like, I mean, we used to, and I know that you guys faced this when we were in college, right? People, if you had other Bermudians around you, oh, what got the richest country in the world? Remember all that talk, right? We had.
Yeah, it's a big deal. From Bermuda, you're rich.
Yeah, but we need to find that balance. Where's that balance? But I really want people to take away what you just said. Though. It's not even just about money.
Not at all. And that's the funny part.
Even if someone is a tech expert, you may need something tech-wise to make deliveries, cars. It's so many things we can do. And I just want to share. Like I know that people reach out to you and do certain things, like if they're having a get-together. Now, it doesn't look like there's going to be any parties going on because of the pandemic. But you can have a virtual get-together. You can do something, say, every $1 to get into the virtual party. Every dollar donated goes directly to Big Brother. Like, it's so many different things. I remember when
we did a virtual mixology course with Ryan. I think his last name is Gibbons. We did a virtual. We did a virtual, like he did the mixology drinks and all that. I don't drink, but he did a mocktail for me. We did some virtual. One of our board members does. Oh my gosh. Bar class. So we did bar, or both. So bar, you can mix your drinks, or bar, you do the. So we're trying to do stuff, but we need people to assist. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a lot of staff, and we just need help.
Where can people contact you to offer assistance throughout not just the holidays, but going forward?
So they can email me. I would say email, because right now with the phone and pandemic, I don't know where we're going to be. Patrina, Patrina at bbbs.bm. Patrina at bbbs.bm. And most people would also hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or whatever on my personal. I have no issue with that.
Do you have a number, like do you have a particular number right now to say, we could use 3 drivers or 10 people? Like if you had to just off the top of your head think about how many volunteers.
So let me tell you, so yesterday was kind of, and everything started breaking off, that we had like 24 more cases. Was it yesterday? So with that being said, and now the buses are down, right? Mm-hmm. So today is actually the day that I have to sit here and regroup exactly how I'm going to deal with all of this, because I'm the only person in the office right now because of all of this. Because I have 2 people that were on the bus. Mm-hmm. I have 2 people that can't come in because of children. So right now I'm trying to just figure it out today. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of difficult for me to actually say how many, because I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to go out and deliver these gifts based on how everything's going. Indeed.
Well, definitely let us know. Keep us in a loop to see how we can spread the word for you in getting some volunteers on board. Let's leave us with something. If anything from this conversation today, what do you want people to remember and take away?
I want people to remember and take away that you all have something to offer. I love social media, but I know we love to come on social media and vent and say what the government needs to do and what this person didn't do or what that person. We like to do that, and that, you know, that's what you want to do. That's fine, but everybody has a part to play in rebuilding our society and making a difference. Patrina is just a small, like, I'm nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But what makes us something huge is when we all network and we all get in and get our hands dirty together. I'm not waiting for the next person to do something. I'm not waiting for you to do something. You know, if you do it, you do it. I'm not going to get mad at you if you don't. We need to start just holding ourselves accountable and do something. Whatever you're passionate about, it may not be the youth, it may be seniors, whatever it is, do something. Don't sit there and do nothing. Everybody, every single one of you that is listening has something to offer.
Indeed. Patrina O'Connor Painter, thank you so much for doing this, not being a morning person and all.
My goal was like, you're going to do what now? What time you make it? Oh.
Thank you. We appreciate you, and we'll do our best to keep the message going for you. Keep in touch with us, and anytime you have anything new popping, just let us know, and we'll be sure to communicate it effectively for you.
And it's been like talking to family. I love you, Carla. Love you, Jamal.
Love you too.
I'm just trying to get to know you, but this is family, so love you, Carla.
Yeah. You're stuck with us now. You're stuck with us now.
Can I just share this with you real quick? So when Jamal sent me the message, he was like, you want to be, you want to, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm on a daily show. Oh, what, you're on daily? Oh, wow.
No, you were nervous. You were nervous.
I was very nervous. I felt like I was going on a Today Show. You guys, I'm like,
don't kill me.
A dude that does the Empowerment Summit, and then the full 100 Radio, Jamal Hartman.
She's a nut.
Have a good day, babe.
Talk to you later. Talk soon. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the Daily Play and wrap it up for the day.
The halls with smartphone data. Fa la 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 la. Spread your holiday cheer with Next One. Fa la 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 la. Free devices, phones, and TVs. Fa la 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 la. Visit our website for more info. Fa la 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 la. Give some unexpected joy this season with free devices, plans that now include more data, and bundles for the whole family. Happy holidays from One Communications.
All right, welcome back. Thanks again to Medical House Lindos and one there, Carlos, Zul, Jackie, Lambert, myself, Jamal Hartman. We're gonna do the Daily Play, right? So you guys. We might need the help, the assistance of the audience with this one. So bear with me, because I feel like you're gonna start guessing and just get reckless with it.
It means it's a bush, Jackie. It's a bush.
It's gonna be enough. It's gonna be like a piece of a building. Guess this color. That's
Harrington Sound.
That's a golf course. So
yeah.
That is.
And it's an inlet of water.
Tucker's Point. That's Tucker's Pond.
Tucker's Point. Rosewood, Tucker's Point. Okay, then that's South. No, because you can't see the golf course to see 5-Star Island. So golf course, Port Royal. Oh, I know. Riddles Bay is the only other one. Riddles Bay, because that's where not many people go. Well, people like me.
Can you stop for a second? Like, geez, you're not helping the situation.
Hold on. So it means, hold on, wait a minute. It's St. George's Club again. That's what it is. It's Dondi East.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because what's said every other golf course in Bermuda, unless it's one I don't know about. It's St. George's Club.
You haven't said one. I'll give you the biggest hint of all. It was the location. There we go. Of the.
Oh,
I
see,
said
another
person
person.
No, you did not.
You did it.
No, you did not.
Rewind.
And
VAR!
neither of you said Ocean View. Neither of you said
Rewind.
Mid-Ocean.
Well, I knew it was an ocean view because it's an inlet of water. So, but you're right. I didn't say mid-ocean. I don't go to those posh places.
So basically, what you're both saying is that when I took it out of the hands of Shanta and Keitha, and I took it back into my hands, you guys couldn't get the answer.
Well, I don't golf, Jackie.
No,
You
no, no,
golf?
no. That's not my point. That's not my point.
How am I supposed to know that view if I've never been there?
Shanta and Keitha gave you these easy pictures, right?
Who wants to go golfing this weekend?
I'm
Not on some golf courses.
I'm so glad the audience came through for you all. But that is Mid-Ocean Golf Course. Obviously, I was only privileged enough to get on that golf course because I worked tourism. And no, I wasn't playing. I was giving tours to people who probably would likely play. So no, I don't expect all of us to know where that is. But Bermuda's only 21 square miles, so no land should really be that private, not that big, right? Carla.
Yes, darling.
We need some inspiration from you, my sister.
It's so funny because you've been talking about my mate all day, and my quote of the day is him. If you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. Steve Jobs.
All righty. There you go. Look, I was talking about his products. Don't act like I'm talking bad about old Stevie boy. Just to wrap up today, any final comments, Carl, on today's discussion?
Yeah, listening to Patrina, I just hope that those who don't believe that it's coronavirus, and that's fine if you don't, but just think about how our actions impact others. Patrina was talking about the young people, and it all again comes down to responsibility within the community. So if we could all just think about our actions and how they may impact others.
Jackie, anything to say?
Yeah, I say look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, can I help you this season?
You sound like she sound like she in church. You know how they say,
neighbor, look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, can I help you this season?
Hey, Carla, is it Pastor Jackie from now on? Reverend Lambert, you know?
Sister Lambert.
I like to make songs, yeah.
But you know what else real quick I wanted to say, like on a serious, because not everyone is suffering at this time. If you're not suffering, could you at least think about someone who you could help in some way, whether it's give them a turkey or a ham or whatever they need? Like think about them instead of wasting money. But I'm not for me to tell you what to do with your money, but just think of others who may be less fortunate.
I mean, the least we can give, I always tell people, you know, you don't have to give anything if you don't want, right? But what we do give is dependent upon everything that goes on around us. And so when you have a given personality and attitude and way of life, then it makes your life better for, you know, everything that not necessarily you as an individual, what's going to happen for you, but everything around you kind of looks better. So I think it comes down to a giving mentality. And it's something that, you know, we kind of, you know, for me, I may not have the money, I may not have the need, what people need, but I just want to continue to create opportunities for people. Every day we do this show, trying to give people an opportunity to have a conversation and discuss ways to improve our community. And today was another show like that. Find ways to assist charity. I actually reached out to Patrina because I saw her post the other day, and I'm like, look, we the community, you know, like she said, we can go on social media and bark about things all day, every day, but what can we use social media to give to help our community with? So I thank you to Patrina for coming on, and I thank the audience for always being so engaging and looking for ways to assist. The amount of people in the audience today that are honestly looking to help and asking questions and sharing her email address. That's why we do this show. Again, I repeat, the purpose of this show is to improve our community one episode at a time. It's not about Carla. It's not about Jackie. It's not about Jamal, although my opinions could be kind of rash at times, but let's not go there. It's really about our community and what each of us can do to make it a better place for every last one of us. It is the holiday period, but we want to do this on a daily basis. Carla, Jackie, you ready to say goodbye to me until next week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you, Jackie.
I was being honest. Bye.
Anyway, I know the audience is ready to say goodbye. So we appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again next week, right? But next week, we're going to start rewarding the audience. But to do that, what we need you to do is we need you to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we also would like for you, well, I'm going to leave it some element of surprise. Carla Zill, Jackie Lambert, Jamal Hartman. Have a great weekend.